And welcome to Freedom March. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm Levan Miller, and you're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, on channel 224, on channel 112, or on ILTV Studios. That's if you're listening to us over there on Facebook. Today is Friday. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. He is risen forevermore. Sing hallelujah. The spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is in studio with me. Bradley, happy Friday.
Yes, thank you so much. Good to be here.
Yeah, good. And so we have to do the thing we do every Friday, right? Before we get started, because we know that people like to frolic and get into hooliganism and to get into debauchery and all sorts of other sultry behavior early, right? They like to happy hour all about and do all sorts of things. I have to say it early, just in case they do not make it to the end of the show. Wherever you go, in all of your sultriness today, with all of your unsavory behavior and all of the active hooliganism that you may engage in, we wish to advise that we want you all to do everything you enjoy. Our only request is that you do not do anything that will either add to or take away from the population. That is our creed here on Freedom March every Friday. As you go and you saunter about, as you sashay about, yeah? As you engage in random acts of the flesh.
Wow.
Do us a favor over here at Freedom March and ensure that in all of your doing, despite the goings on of this weekend, despite the debauchery and the illicit behavior, ensure that you exercise, is it called judicious behavior? Is that what it's called? Exercise judicious behavior. And ensure that none of your activities add to or take away from the population. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Yeah, and so the spiritual advisor co-signs it, and we do that every week. So I'm not having a good day today, spiritual advisor.
Yeah, that's how it's be.
Yeah,
not every day, it's be a good day.
I'm actually having a horrible day. You won't believe what happened to me today.
Okay.
I broke my cell phone.
Wow.
I broke my cell phone. If you're trying to reach me, I can't answer you because I don't have no phone. If you owe me money, today is the best day to call because you could say you called me and I ain't answer. But spiritual advisor, I am lamenting today because I finally broke the cell phone and I don't know what to do.
Life goes on, man.
Mass chaos is taking place in my life, but we'll be back. Hello, welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. You're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM, or on channel 224, or on 112, that's on cable and flow. And of course, there's ILTV studio. Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisor, is here with me on this somber Friday, Bradley, as I lament the loss of my cell phone that has been with me for 6 years.
Wow.
Bradley, so many things are in this cell phone. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. I'm not even sure how to transplant all of the things that I need from this phone into another. I don't know what to do with my life, Bradley. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you are aware of this, but you know, in this new age that we live in, it has long been suggested that it is easier for a man to replace his wife than it is for him to replace a good cell phone.
Really?
Yeah, a man would prefer to lose his wife than for him to lose a good... Mister, you in the car who driving with your wife. No, miss, you in the car who driving with your husband. Just ask him. He would much rather you go than for him to lose his cell phone.
I doubt that.
I'm telling you. A
You can always get a
man
cell
would
phone.
rather lose his wife than to lose a decent cell phone. I'm telling you it. And so, Bradley, today...
You just have to go and purchase another one.
Bradley, I'm saddened. My heart is heavy. I don't even know what to do with my life anymore. I don't even know what day it is. I don't know where I am. I'm not sure what's happening.
Whatever you do.
Ah, boy. And so if you want to reach me, you can't even reach me on Facebook because that's on my cell phone. I have to try to remember how to sign into Facebook on my computer. So if you want to reach me, you could probably try by Facebook. I don't know. See if that'll work. Or maybe tie a note to the foot of a pigeon. I'm not sure. Whatever it takes. Just see what you can do. I don't know how to reach you. So, you know, Bradley, what does Holy Scripture say about losing your cell phone? Does Holy Scripture say...
No. But I'll tell you one thing, though, that you got to be careful of now. Because Jesus says, wherever a man's treasure is,
Yes.
there his heart.
I just tell you where it is.
It'll be also.
I just tell you where it
You
is.
can't lose your soul with a cell phone.
What? Bradley, you have no idea how much my
sense.
cell phone means to me.
But you have the phone, so it's no problem.
I do have the phone,
Let's
Bradley.
just change the glass.
Let's hope.
Yeah, that's
Again,
all it
I
is.
tell you.
The crystal in the
Again,
glass.
I tell you, I tried to catch it, you know. I almost saved it. And it was my saving it that break the phone, man. And I'm Bradley,
If it probably dropped, it would have probably broke anyhow.
No,
so.
if it had dropped, it wasn't dropping from very high.
Okay.
But, you know, I have cat-like reflexes. So when it was about to drop, my cat-like reflexes reach for it, and I smash it into the wall, and lo and behold, the phone break.
The glass.
I'm so saddened by this.
But they can still call you. You just won't be able to see who's
I
calling
can't
you.
answer.
Oh.
Only thing I can see is the top of the screen. At least I know how much degrees it is. I can tell you that. I can tell you that from my cell phone.
There's no way you can figure it out. Sometimes you can figure your way out through the broken glass, you know.
Bradley, your glass obviously never been broken enough.
Well, this is broken.
Yeah.
So I still use it.
Yeah.
That's what
Anyway,
it is.
tell us on this Friday, Bradley, as I lament my cell phone, I just want to rent my Garmin. I want to rent my Garmin and roll over in the road, Bradley.
Wow, that's deep.
Yeah. Isn't that what David did?
Yeah.
I want to lose. That's how
interesting.
sad I am. So
You'll be all right, though. We got
I think it's the
two.
Holy Scripture. What does Holy Scripture have?
We got two passages.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. And so what's happening here is if you look at what happened after Jesus Christ's resurrection, there seemed to be a pattern developing with the disciples actually meeting on the first day of the week, moving forward from the resurrection of Christ. In John chapter 20, we can confirm that the Bible does teach that Jesus Christ did come from the dead on the first day of the week. And then thereafter, we see a pattern with the disciples actually meeting on this day. Here in chapter 19, it says Jesus appeared to his disciples on the evening of that first day of the week, when the disciples were together with the doors locked for fear of the Jewish leaders. Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." So obviously, they wanted to hide themselves away from the Jewish leaders who were probably seeking to, I guess, flog them or have them locked up, because they were kind of like slowly changing the teachings of the Mosaic law. And so they were basically after them for that reason. And so that's chapter 19. I'm sorry, that's verse number 19. I have another one up there, right? 26. Look at this. It says, a week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, peace be with you. So there's a pattern. We got to look at it. We got to look at it a bit more deeper as we go along. The disciples started to meet on the first day of the week. I think we did conclude early in the week that it was in fact to break bread, and of course the collection as the church began and developed. But right after Jesus Christ's resurrection, we notice this pattern with disciples meeting on the first day of the week. So in verse number 19, we see them meeting on the evening of the first day of the week. That's the day that Jesus Christ actually resurrected. And then again, here in verse number 26 of the same chapter, it says a week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. All right, thanks so much, producer. The Word of God is always blessed. Something to consider as we look at this first day of the week versus the seventh day. May the Lord add his richest blessing to his word. Amen. Thank you, producer, and back to you.
Yep, so spiritual advisor, I note that the Minister of Health, and as the newly minted leader of the woman them, right? I have to admit that there are some philosophical positioning that myself and the former leader would split hairs over. Mm-hmm. Yeah? You know that the former leader of the woman them believed that birth control is the pill of the devil.
Of the devil, yeah.
Right? And I share that view only in regards to the birth control shot. I think that the Depo-Provera shot is a shot from the devil, and that no sane woman ought to put that synthetic thing into their bloodstream.
That shot, what is it?
It's a Depo-Provera shot. They put it in a needle, they put it in the fatty tissue, and they put it into your body, right?
Okay. It does the same thing with the birth control pill itself, right?
Yeah. But the way the Depo-Provera works, according to my understanding of it, is that it is synthetic, which means it's like a silicone something. And the way I understand it to work is that it coats the uterus in such a way that seminal fluid cannot get to it, right?
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that.
That could be kind of risky, eh?
I don't know if I like that. I have, for a very long time, though, been quite a proponent of, what do you call it? The intrauterine device, I think it is, the IUD, whatever it's called.
Okay.
And so I'm very much a fan of that. There are two types of them. But I also have no opposition directly to, the birth control pills as they are called. And so I note that the Minister of Health, in his wisdom, and I want to give him a round of applause, Michael Darville, I think that you are on to something. Because 5 years ago, is it 5? Is it 7? 7 years ago. Is it 7? When was 2017? 9 years ago? 6 years ago? 8 years
2017?
ago? Yeah, 8 years ago. So 8 years ago, I remember that the NHI was established.
National Health Insurance.
Yeah. I recall about 3 years after its establishment that conversations had been had about why was birth control not added, or why was prenatal care not added to the list of benefits since, not prenatal, because that'll be pre-prenatal, right? Because the NHI covers prenatal care, maternal care, and postnatal care, right? And I argue that birth control is equally as important in pregnancy as any other part of the pregnancy, because the law doesn't grant benefit to people that have children less than 3 years apart. And so if the law doesn't grant benefit to people that have their children less than 3 years apart, then the law has an obligation.
Which law?
NIB won't pay a benefit if you have your children.
So if a woman has a baby in 2025,
And she has one in
She gets a
2020
check for $550
for live birth.
Right.
Right.
So she have another child.
She'll
before
get
they-
another live birth check, but she won't have the benefits.
Okay.
Right. And
Oh, you mean the work benefit, like
Right.
the time off and all that.
and all of those other things.
Oh, really?
And so yeah, and
Well,
so
I
I'm
didn't know
saying,
that.
and so I'm saying that if that is the case, then what we'd have to do is we'd have to also make the family planning a part of the birth benefit. Are you with me on that?
Okay.
And so I see that Dr. Michael Davel, I mean, brilliantly doing this, has now absorbed the national drug plan created by Hubert Ingram's administration into the NHI, which makes sense. I think it's something like $38 million. And so they're going to absorb that into the NHI platform, which will give the NHI more liquidity, right?
Okay.
And the NHI as an authority would end up buying the prescription drug plants because it's just more efficient for them to do it. The doctors are already writing scripts. The scripts are already on their private pads. There's no need to have the back and forward because you would have private doctors writing scripts that the public clinic or that the public hospital wouldn't take. If NHI absorbs it all, it moves the bureaucracy. And how many women in the parliament? Let's call in Leslie,
You have at least with 6.
Pia, Jobet,
Glennis Arnold Martin,
Glennis, Lisa,
Lisa Raman,
Ginger. You're missing one. 7.
Ginger Moxie.
Who the next woman is?
The lady
Who?
who's in charge of BEC.
I already called Jobet.
Okay.
Leslie, Pia, Lisa, Glennis, Jobet, Patricia,
Yeah. The Speaker of the House.
and Ginger.
Right.
So 7.
7. Yeah.
7 women in the parliament, right? The Senate leader is a woman. There's also Michaela. What is the name of the other senator from the PLP side? She's also in the parliament, right? Mm-hmm. And so the parliament is made up of about, 12 women. And what I can't understand, spiritual advice, is this. If 12 women in the parliament, and the NHI is saying that they want to now absorb the national drug plan, would it not make sense to simply also make birth control a part of the NHI? You want to finish here my theory? Do you know what it costs?
Well,
Do you know what it costs a woman that wants to actively engage in birth control?
a month?
Well, it depends on how a birth control regimen runs.
Probably
Some of them do it for
$20
3 months.
maybe.
No, it's 20.
Yeah, for
No,
20,
where do you get birth control for
$20
$20?
for those, for 21 of those pills that have the date on it.
Sure. So if you, no, but it doesn't stop there. Because, let's just say, Susan Sands decides she wants to go on birth control. Well, any reasonable pharmacy won't give her birth control without a prescription. You agree?
Oh yeah, you have to go to the doctor. to get
Okay, so now Susan Sands has to pay $140 to go and see a doctor. Because, the doctor wants to check her pressure, check her box, make sure it ain't tear, all kind of checking, right? Okay, now, when he finished with all the checking and the testing and the blah, 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 her bill is
Then she
$140.
gets a bill.
$140.
And so she won't be able to claim if it's for birth control.
When she gets that prescription from him, no, she can't claim. She goes to the pharmacy. The fella say, who write this? She say, my private doctor. He say, great. Your birth control is $12 or $15. So that's $140 plus 15. He's probably gonna write her a script for 6 months, times 6. It is unfair for her to have to pay that. Because when you have a happy time, you don't pay, what it is, 15 times 6 is how much, 75? No, I lying.
Let me
4
see.
15s
Let me
is
see.
60.
But I don't know if birth control should be a part of NHI though. I mean, that's...
Why? Hold on. If NIB
not
cannot grant
emergency
me the
with that.
benefit, listen to me, spiritual advisor. If NAB cannot grant me the
15
benefit,
times what?
6,
90.
90, plus 140, 230.
230, yeah.
So in order for a woman to be a responsible citizen, she has to come out of pocket, and that's only for 6 months, so we're talking about 230 times 2. She has to come out of pocket for $460 per annum just to be a responsible person. You think that's fair to her?
I don't know. I mean...
Okay, it's easy to test these things. What is the male equivalent?
What do you mean?
What is the male equivalent?
We don't have to worry about birth control, eh?
No?
No,
You have to worry with baby?
we don't worry about that.
You-
Baby don't grow on man.
okay, so you just, you sound like Tupac. Tupac say a little tug had 2 strikes slip,
Yeah,
got
but baby-
arrested and tripped,
yeah.
screamed, "Tug life!" And he emptied the clip. That's what Tupac
Yeah,
say, right?
baby don't grow on
You
man.
can't get away with that if you want to be a responsible person. So, let's go back. You got 150, 140, plus 90.
Mr. Miller, boy, you was a lucky man.
What happened?
Somebody wants to give you a phone.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, let the earth hear his voice.
Wow.
Praise the Lord, let the people
He was
rejoice.
a lucky young man. Wow.
Oh, come to the Father
They have the
through
information.
Jesus the Son and give him the glory, great things he has
Well, they
done.
say the squeaky daughters get the oil, eh? When you make noise, you get attention.
My
All right, so I have
phone-
some information.
My
if
phone
you-
break.
Yeah.
My phone break. So let's go back.
Mm-hmm.
So you got 140 plus 90, 230. And she has to do this twice a year, that's 4.
So you're saying you want NHI to foot the
It only
bill for
makes
woman
sense.
birth control pills?
Okay.
Wow.
Let me give you some
What,
information.
what kind
you
of
may not
emergency
have.
is that?
Let me get. NHI isn't about emergencies.
What is it about?
NHI is preventative health care. Isn't that what it is?
Okay. But what?
Isn't birth control preventative health care? So if Michael Darwell says, in his wisdom as a doctor, right, that hey, I want to roll the national drug plan into the national health insurance plan. Brilliant, brilliant. But throw confetti in the air, give him a national
So
medal.
is it in the papers?
It's in the newspaper.
Okay, so let's read the article. Let's do it.
Right? Producer, you have the article from Dr. Michael Darwell? They'll put it up at some point. Listen, and if we have the $460, there is no male equivalent. And if NHI is being provided by private physician in their private clinics, then why can those private physicians not write birth control for their patients that don't cost them any money?
Okay.
You disagree?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I disagree with
I'll
that.
sell it to you. We
Yeah.
got more time. I got 2 hours worth of show to sell this to you. I say give the woman them the birth control pills for free. And as the newly minted leader of the woman them, I want all these women to have an IUD. I want all of them to be on birth control, and I want us to ban the Depo-Provera shot. That's why all them swell up so big. Take them off it. Don't move. Freedom March will be right back after the break.
This segment of Freedom March is brought to you by Modernistic Garden and Pet Supply. For top quality dog food, shop online at modernisticgarden.com or visit our Palmdale, Carmichael, and Mall at Marathon locations today.
Welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Levan Miller. You're listening to us on 103.5 The Beat FM or on 224 or on 112. That's on cable and on Flow. The spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is still with me in studio. And we're talking about
birth control.
Changes to the National Health Insurance Act. That's what we're talking about. And so one of the dailies said, in the House of Assembly on Wednesday, Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Darville, laid the National Health Insurance Specified Chronic Disease Prescription Drug Plan Bill 2025, which aims to repeal and replace the National Insurance Chronic Disease Prescription Drug Fund, Act Chapter 305A. Our country needs a drug plan to address national concerns over the problems caused by chronic diseases which affect 1 in 3 Bahamians, many with more than one condition, and limit their length and quality of life and lack of timely access by patients to essential drugs to manage conditions, Dr. Darville said, and the financial burden facing patients, families, businesses, and government in having to find the resources to treat these chronic diseases. This bill will help the ministry with integrating the National Prescription Drug Plan into the National Insurance Authority, a bold and necessary step to ensure that every Bahamian can access affordable, high-quality medication to treat chronic diseases, he said. This crucial piece of legislation marks a significant step in our administration's overall agenda to transform the lives of Bahamians by ensuring their fundamental right to health and longevity is preserved. And I only simply ask, do women in this new era, in this modern age, in this Bahamas, that is a regional leader, do they not have a fundamental right to not affordable, free family planning health care?
Yeah, and it is. I'm sure most women know that all the clinics, when you go inside, you'll see a big...
All of what clinics?
Well, the health clinics, the government clinics you go to.
Name them.
I think there's one right there on Fleming Street.
Fleming Street.
Yeah. You see a big jar, and it'll have the, prophylactics, whatever you call it, in it. And they have birth control pills for women. So it's free. Oh, it's not up. Yeah. So I think that's one of the reasons why it probably was never part of it. Because
have you ever met
birth control
Michael Barnett?
And some of the government clinics are free.
Have you ever met Michael Barnett?
No.
You've never met Sir Michael Barnett?
No.
It was Sir Michael Barnett that taught me the principle. Tan Staffel. Do you know what that means?
Okay.
There ain't no such thing as a free lunch. Nothing is free, spiritual advisor.
Who pays for those?
Someone must pay.
Okay, yeah.
And so when you say to me that a woman, middle age, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, when you say to me that that woman has access to free birth control through the government clinic, what you are saying to me is that it doesn't cost her anything to engage in receiving birth control. Is that what your suggestion to me is? But that is fundamentally flawed, because that woman has to get up at 5 o'clock, go to the clinic, pick a number, go back home. The gas costs something. She has to get ready for work, go to her work, clock in at 9, leave at 11, go to the clinic, and hope that her number ain't gone yet. That gas costs something. Then, depending on which number she gets, she has to sit there and 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 sit there.
Wow, so is that bad?
Her time has a value because her employer pays her by the hour for her time, yes? So if she sits there for 3 hours, we can now add the value of her time to this equation. And then she finally gets to see the doctor, who may advise her that something is happening and he cannot give her the birth control today. And so she has to start this cycle all the way back from the beginning. So Michael Barnett taught me this. There ain't no such thing as a free lunch. Town staff and apply that to your life, right? It is a basic principle in economics. And so when you consider what a middle-aged, middle-income woman who may be a mother has to go through simply to continue being a responsible adult, I think we ought to look at fixing that. And I think the best time to do it is while we got a woman in the chair in the House of Parliament, a woman in the chair in the Senate. This is the most woman I ever see anywhere. A woman occupying the chair of Commissioner of Police, a woman occupying Deputy Commander of the Defense Force. Is the woman still occupying Customs? But then we just had woman everywhere now, right?
The controller of customs is a female, I think.
So since we got one bunch of women all over the place, I feel like women everywhere should rally behind me on this call. Because what should happen is just the way I'm able to go to my NHI provider and have her check my pressure 30 times a month if I like, right? You should be able to go into your NHI provider and have your NHI provider provide you with the 1 or 2 methods of birth control that nationally we have agreed to cover.
No, I don't know if that's a national situation.
Why should women be made to tote the burden of birth control like it only affects them? Why should women only be allowed to tote the burden of birth control when 70% of the births in the Bahamas are to single mothers? It is actually reasonable to argue that women are the victim in this.
I don't know. Men are just as responsible as well.
They are. But what is the equivalent payment for men?
You have to take care of the child.
Allegedly. Because everywhere I turn on Facebook, people rowing, they no good baby daddy.
And there are a lot of them out there.
Allegedly.
Well, that's a fact.
And so what I'm saying to you is, if we are going to be serious, see, I don't like when we half-bake cakes. And in the Bahamas, we seem to be hell-bent on always half-baking the cake. I thought 8 years ago that the drug plan should have rolled into the NHI plan.
So Dr. Dowell is suggesting it happen now, right?
Dr. Dowell is suggesting that the two will not counter-exist; they will now coexist.
Okay.
The NIB drug plan will in fact become a part of the NHI authority plan. Brilliant.
All right. Let's see how that works.
I'm saying that if the parliament got 7 women in it downstairs, and then an additional 4 women, is it 4 of them? Maxine, yeah, Michaela, what the speaker name? Why I don't know the speaker name?
Patricia.
Not the speaker, the Senate president.
Michaela Barnett Ellis. No.
The president and the other PLP senator, they're all women. Forgive me, your name escapes me. My phone break, man. I having a rough day today. I usually know people's name, but my phone don't break every day. And I having a hard time, okay? And I had a Samsung 23, and I can't buy another one of them. I'm from Engliston. How much money you think I have? But if the parliament got this much woman in it, you don't think these women should reach over to Michael Dowell and say, Chief, you got to put birth control in there?
Well, the women in Parliament don't have to worry about birth control.
Why not?
Because they're too busy. They won't have no time for that. So birth control is not going to affect them.
So when you're busy,
they having no baby.
When you're busy,
Once they're in the Parliament, they're too busy. And I'm sure they have to be complaining.
Oh boy! Wow, this is late breaking news.
You ever see a woman in Parliament for the 4 years and 5 years? You see her get pregnant?
What was the name of the prime minister
The women
of
who in
Switzerland? I think
Parliament.
it is that just had a whole baby as prime minister.
Oh, really?
Yes.
The women in Parliament don't get pregnant. They have no time for that. They're too busy.
And you said husbands are all complaining.
Yeah.
Late breaking news. One bunch of complaining husbands are in the Parliament apparently, according to the spiritual advisor.
It's Lachelle Adley. That's the...
That is her name. That's not Michelle. Michelle Adley is the...
Lachelle Adley?
Lachelle Adley is the Senate president. That's her name, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes, that is her name. But I'm saying to you, why is this very populated woman parliament not pushing this issue if, in fact, they've gotten Dr. Michael Dowell to flinch
They do it right now.
on adding the prescription drug plan to NHI? That's my question. So take me to the ad and then let's finish this.
All right, the Work Center located Rosetta Street across from Roberts Furniture is your one-stop shop for back to school, Dickies, Timberlands, and many, many more. So come on down, let their friendly staff assist you with getting ready for back to school. Are your dogs hungry and tired of low-quality food? Give them the best at Modernistic. We carry all the top brands, Taste of the Wild, Diamond Naturals, Victor, Anukshuk, at the lowest prices in town. If you're on a budget, we've got 50-pound bags starting at just $49. And for limited time, buy any large bag of dog food and get a $10 coupon redeemable on select dog toys and treats. If you can't make it in, shop online at www.modernistigarden.com and we'll deliver right to your door. Your pet deserves quality, your wallet deserves savings. Shop in store or shop online today. Hurry, offer world class. All right, that's it. Thanks so much, producer.
And so, spiritual advisor, I am here on Freedom March today lobbying Dr. Michael Darvall. Dr. Michael Darvall, you are a doctor. I think sometimes you're a saved man. But in this instance, I think that this is the hand of God working through you, and I want to make sure that you not hamper the hand of God. People need prescription for their non-communicables. The bureaucracy of trying to run a private healthcare system through the public system creates a level of bureaucracy that many of these people cannot navigate. I think that you're moving the prescription drug plan into NHI is brilliant. All I'm saying to you, sir, is don't born half the baby. Do not born half the baby. Let's born the baby whole. And if we're gonna born the baby whole, then I want you to call Christy Butler down there, and I want her to do a cost analysis, and I want them to find out what would it cost to provide. How many breeding age women do we have in the Bahamas? Spiritual advisors say you could take all the women in Parliament out. Who else we could take off the list? Find out how much breeding women we have, and let's see that if we could provide, because you know, some types of birth control you only need to provide once, you know that, right?
Okay.
Which is why I'm a proponent of the IUD. And so for the next 3-5 years, you know, you calculate in your budget who all we could provide the birth control for. And for the women that don't have no children yet, we'll put them on a safe, I don't know, some Femian or something. Right? And it'll be free. And it doesn't cost them money or time. And I think that that is something that Michael Darvall ought to look into.
Indeed.
Am I going to get you to endorse me on that?
We'll see, man. We'll see.
I'm going to have your endorsement so I can tell them.
Well, the folks want to know if you want to increase the population or you decide.
I want to increase the population. I just want it to be responsibly. I want women to decide, not because they were the victims of low to no access to the preventative measurements. Is that reasonable?
Okay.
I don't want you to be a victim of motherhood.
Yeah, okay.
I want you to decide, Bradley's a good guy. He has short legs. I always wanted my baby to have short legs. I'm going to have a baby for Bradley. Go to your doctor. Could you please take me off of the birth control? You follow me? Voices.
Yeah.
I met Bradley. We was having a great time.
Now, certain things I can't endorse. Let me just be upfront with you, right? I can't just flat out endorse birth control because then it's like a license for any and everybody who want to have sex.
The people in the church ain't have no birth control. They ain't taking that?
No. Birth control for the church should only be limited to married people.
No. That's not the one question.
So if you're saying, I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that question. I can't answer that question because I don't get into sister's personal business. So I can't answer that question. But what I can tell you is that I can't across the board endorse birth control because that means I'll be saying it's okay for everybody, whether you're married or not, to take birth control because you're having sex. So
but your non-endorsement would say that you're very comfortable with the bastard births, and the Bible
I'm not comfortable with that.
So you got to pick one side of the road, my brother.
If the child is born out of wedlock,
then you're comfortable with bastard births.
It's an illegitimate child. No,
okay. So you have. So I'm saying to you, since you can't monitor.
All two is
since you can't monitor one, the best thing you can do is prevent the other.
No. That don't make no sense. No.
But does that not make sense?
It's a double standard. No.
It's nothing double about that.
No.
Can you stop?
I will not do it.
If two people are into agriculture, whenever they decide they want to grind corn, ain't nothing you can do about it.
Children born outside of wedlock is wrong. And if you give birth control to people who are not married, it's the same thing.
I don't know if that's
Because you're telling them to engage in sexual
No, because
activities
people take birth
outside of
control
marriage.
for hormonal issues. People
Okay.
take birth controls for fibroids.
Okay.
People take birth control for skin conditions.
Okay.
People take birth control for allergies. People take birth control for any number of things.
This
it is
is
a
true.
hormone balancer.
This is true.
Yes.
But we know.
Are those people also sinful?
But we no. But
So what are you telling me?
But we know the primary reason for birth control.
Yes, and all I'm
To
saying
control
is,
births.
since you can't tell me when two people should go to the mill to grind corn, the most you could do is make sure you get them a basket so the corn don't end up on the ground. Is that unreasonable?
All right. Well, birth control are the pills of the devil, and the government should not help the devil with his work. Okay.
Wow.
A very interesting text there.
Wow.
Anyhow,
You disagree?
I'm not gonna get involved in that.
All right. Okay, no problem. So I see that somebody obviously has a problem with Jomo. I'm not really sure why, but there was a video that circulated in social media again. I don't know. I don't even know where it comes
Is
from.
that video recent or is that an old
It's
video?
not very recent at all, actually.
How much years?
I don't know if it's years ago. What I know is it's not today. What I know is it's not yesterday.
Was it last week?
It's not last week.
Was it the week before?
I can't say if it was the
Was
week
it a month
before.
ago? Was it 2 months ago?
I'm saying to you, it's not a recent video. And I also don't understand, and see, this is why I
Has
wish
that
my-
problem been fixed?
a long time ago.
How long ago?
A long time ago.
So then the video is old.
Yes. So I don't even know
But
why
you say,
this-
but you say you don't know if the video is a week old, 2 weeks old, 3
I'm
weeks
saying to
old.
you, I don't know when the video was originated. I'm saying that the problem that they say exists doesn't exist.
All right, let's see what the video says.
You have the video because my phone, I don't have no
You have the
phone.
video, producer, with the garbage juice running down into the
You
water,
have the video. Send it to the producer so he can play it.
where the conchs emerge,
Yeah. And that
or
happened.
submerge.
And that happened before Jomo. When Jomo became the Minister of Agriculture, when he took over from Clay Sweeten, who took over from Michael Pintard, right? Approximately 6,000 gallons of sewer went into the water a day. That
Okay.
does not happen anymore because
Okay.
Jomo Campbell fixed it. Leon Lundy and the Han and Kimber Brigade assisted him. And I'm telling you that the Water and Sewage Corporation manages that system every single week. Every week. And so this is an old video. You could take the sound out of it and play the video. This is an old video. And I don't know where it came from. I don't know.
So somebody's up to some sort of mischief then.
You know, people do the things that they do. I don't know. All I would like to ask is, where were they when the sewer was flowing into the ocean? Did these videos not surface then?
So this is not a current situation.
It's not. But see, we don't run and hide. We don't run and hide. We just literally tell you the facts as they are. Right? Because there was a time that I would tell people that it was an egregious set of circumstances. But that time was before they got Jomo Campbell to fix it. And if you recall, once Jomo Campbell got on the scene, what happened?
Okay.
He put 10-inch pipes in the ground. He took the 6-inch mains out and almost doubled them in the ground and put in new laterals for all of the grease traps and put in an IBC chamber and set up a maintenance contract out there. And so the video, I don't know what the story is behind it, but what I do know is that is not the current status of the Arawaki.
Okay.
And so everybody, everywhere, please go and enjoy conch salad, because I'll tell you one thing, in 2017, 18, 19, and 20, conch salad might have killed you. But thank God, God is alive and well, and as long as Jomo Campbell is the minister, I could assure you that from he sat in the chair to this day, that he has done every single thing in his power to increase the food safety and water quality at the Arawaki. That is something I can guarantee you.
Okay.
And so, little troll person, whoever you might be, find something else. Anything else. I don't care what it is. But don't lie on Jomo, man. All right? walk in the back there now. As a matter of fact, how about we do this? How about we open the phone lines? And how about we invite people who have engaged that site to tell us what their findings are, to tell us what it is that they see. Because I remember when it was bad, you know. It was horrible, actually, when Jomo inherited it. But you know what I say about Jomo? Jomo is like Omo, and he's for all your tough jobs. And when we went into Arawaki, it was horrible. It was an atrocity. And you know who was the minister?
So Paul really was a failure in Arawaki?
Certainly Michael Bintard was.
Wow.
Certainly Michael Bintard was.
A complete failure.
Absolute, abject failure.
Wow.
But Philip Davis, in his wisdom, has come, he's formed the cabinet, put Jomo as the Minister of State for Legal Affairs, and then he said, this boy is so good, I can't have him as no Minister of State. And he turned around and he made him the Minister of Agriculture. And immediately, things began to change. He turned around, take Leon Lundy from a Minister of State, make him Minister with responsibility for utilities or whatever you call water and sewage. And immediately, things began to change. And as recent as yesterday, you have the video with the fire hydrant. Producer, put the video with the fire hydrant up for me. And as recent as yesterday, Jomo Campbell, Leon Lundy, and the Han and Kimber Brigade are still delivering over and over and over and over again as far as the Arawaki is concerned. And in a short while, not only will they have a water hydrant, which increases the public safety, they will also have the roads resurfaced to make sure that it is aesthetically pleasing for the visiting customers.
So where are these hydrants?
On Arawaki, on the fish fry.
Where exactly?
The western end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So in that middle open area?
Yes.
Okay.
And so, like I say, Jomo came to office. He wasn't even always the Minister of Agriculture. You know that about him? He was the Minister of State for Legal Affairs.
Okay.
He inherited agriculture. When Prime Minister Davis decided that he wanted Alfred Sayers gone out of the Ministry of Works, Clay Sweden went over to the Ministry of Works. Jomo Campbell took over the Ministry of Agriculture. Leon Lundy became the Minister with responsibility for water and sewage. That was right around the time the petty boys say, all us is practice nepotism, so I don't feel no way about it.
He was right.
Yeah?
He's right.
So you give contract to your daughter too?
No, I mean, not me. I mean, people in power doing things to that. So
Yeah.
that is what it
If
is.
I had one daughter, I'll tell you this right now. My daughter wouldn't get a single contract from me. I don't care how good looking she was. But Petty gave one to his daughter, and Brave removed him from his position as executive chairman. Brave said, who you think you is? Adrian Gibson, eh? No, man, you don't do that around here. And he fired him.
Wow.
And he only didn't fire him as deputy speaker because the Constitution protects that job. Otherwise, Petty would have been on a ladder somewhere hooking up a fan. I can tell you that. But he then appointed Pastor Chijadarit as the chairman, who was doing a wonderful job. Him and Robert Deal, the GM down there at WSC.
Yeah, water and sewage.
Yeah. A magnificent job. I tell you, when the Han and Kimber Brigade pull up, Bradley, I can't explain it to you well enough. They pull up, they put their Han and their Kimber, and then the next thing you know, tractor. That's all you see. Tractor start pulling up. Tractor start pulling up. And that is how I know that what you saw in that video doesn't exist today. And we're going to open the phone lines as soon as we come back. We'll do some birthdays, open the phone lines. And I want to invite the public, let it pour in, right? Because we have nothing to hide. There is nothing to hide with regards to this video, sorry. I don't know where the trolls pull this from. I don't know what it's doing in social media, but there was once a time.
But not this time.
You don't know who Jomo is?
Not at this time.
Jomo is like
They need to
Omo.
find out where the video came from then.
One of their trolls must have been saving this from back. I don't know when. What I do know is, today, do you have the other videos of the person doing the little walkabout today? Today, that is not the state of the site. At this very minute. Today, that is not the state of the water condition. So I don't know what they're talking about. So I heard that people were doing the Spot Your MP. You know, we were doing the Spot Your MP here on Freedom March. And someone sent me this picture and they said, Miller, I spot my MP. Can you believe it? Bacchus Roll is on the ground in South Beach, spiritual advisor. I don't know where your MP is, but I can tell you where my MP is. All 6'5" of him is on Bougainvillea. Big Rollville in the south. Look at him. Hello and welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Leland Miller. You're listening to us on 103.5, the Beat FM, on channel 224 and on channel 112. That's on cable and on Flow. And of course, you're listening to us on ILTV Studios on Facebook. I don't say that for you if you're already sitting here listening to me. I say that to you so that you can get on your phone. If it's not like my phone that is broken into pieces and your whole life is falling apart like mine is, and if you are just soaked in sorrow like I am, get on your phone, your working phone, and call your friend on their working phone and tell them to come over here and listen to us on Freedom March, where our goal, as often as we can, is to inform, to educate, and sometimes to entertain. Bradley Roll, the spiritual advisor, is still here with me in studio. Bradley Roll.
Yeah, we got some birthdays. You send the list?
Okay.
So let's do these birthdays quickly. Where we? Did you send it?
Let's open up the phone lines right after the birthday shout-outs.
Oh, I have it, yeah.
I want to give people an opportunity to call in and tell me I lie. I like when people call me a lie, eh?
Okay, so Jahaley and Carrington, Facebook family, can you help me wish my granddaughter, Jahaley Cunningham, and my youngest grandson, Carrington Hopkins, a happy, super blessed birthday. Wishing you both many blessings, joy and perfect health and strength, hoping that you live to see many, many more. It's coming from your Grammy. So happy birthday to Jahaley and Carrington. Christopher Bethel, celebrating today is Christopher Bethel. Greetings coming from your mom, Daphne Hannah, your only brother Anwar Bethel, your niece Makaya, aunt, uncle, your best friend Chelsea, and the staff of Male Medical Surgery West, and all those who love you. Enjoy your special day, Christopher. Let's see, Miss Edris. Happy birthday goes out to Miss Edris Miller, who's celebrating her 69th birthday on the 5th, which is tomorrow. Greetings coming from her sons, Harry Watson, Kenul Farrington, and Beecham. Benoit, Blade, Brennan, her grandchildren, her brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews, and her ECHC family. They wish you all the best from may God, and family, and our wish for you above all things is that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. All right, so happy birthday to Miss Edris, or Idris. Let's see. Sharon Williams, happy birthday from your son CJ, your mother Pauline, siblings, grandmother Paula Romo over in Cat Island, your family and friends. So Sharon Williams, happy birthday. Happy birthday goes out to the great grandson AJ Malcolm. Wishing you a happy and blessed birthday. May you enjoy many more years to come from your grandmother Verna Russell. They love you. Enjoy your birthday. Okay, happy 7th birthday to our princess Renea Kalma in Savannah, San Lucia. It's coming from your parents Latika and Ronaldo, your brother Mari, your sister Rena, family and friends, the Gerald Cash Primary School, Church of God of Prophecy, and the grandparents, especially Ma, Pa, Gregory, and Shelley. They love you. All right, happy birthday, Renea. Anniversary, the Murphys, happy 10th anniversary. Wedding anniversary to Mr. Marlon and Sharika Murphy. Celebrations of love today, coming from their kids, parents, sisters, brothers, nieces, nephews, and cousins, especially Sister Deli, Tamika, and Shauna. They love you. Enjoy your day. All right. That looks like it.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's open up the phone lines, please, people.
323-7775 is the number to call, 698-0775 and 698-0776. I see there's a very interesting article in the paper where they say there's a rise in teen
obesity and alcoholism.
Drinking. Wow.
Yeah.
Why are teenagers getting involved in drunkenness? I can't understand that.
Well, neither can I. But
is it because of the availability of all these liquor stores all over the place?
It could be.
But who sells liquor to underage children? I mean, if they're selling to them, if somebody's giving it to them who's just as responsible. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so what you will find is that in the Bahamas, colloquially, I don't think people are completely opposed to selling liquor to children, particularly in the inner cities.
But we have an age, we have a legal age in the Bahamas, eh?
I'm aware of that.
You're not supposed to sell alcohol or cigarettes, I think.
Well, there are many things. There are
We have
many.
oh, let's take this call quickly. Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live. Sorry about that. Welcome to Freedom March Caller.
Hello.
Hi.
Good day. Can you tell that caller he's not Shivago Line? Stop trying to act like he's Shivago Line, because he's making the show very, very boring.
Which call is that? Which caller?
He must be a victim of alcohol as well.
Oh, you called the wrong show.
He might be a victim of alcohol as well.
323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March Caller. You're live.
Hello?
Hi.
You're live, caller.
Hi, how you doing?
Good.
All right.
Wonderful. Now, I heard Levan talking about, Mr. Miller, talking about Sylvester, whatever his name is. What's his name?
Sylvanus Petty.
Petty.
Mm-hmm.
And I always felt this way that I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
While he may have been asked to resign, or he voluntarily resigned because he gave his daughter a job,
Mm-hmm.
I think laws need to reconsider Bahamian. I don't care for whichever party.
Mm-hmm.
You are a Bahamian, you need a job.
Agreed.
So they need to kind of move that law and something. If a person comes, tell them, well, you would get a job X, Y, Z, or so-and-so applied. But I don't think prejudice should be held against a Bahamian.
And
And some of these MPs,
mm-hmm.
if they don't go to Parliament, their family can never get nothing.
No, but caller, I don't think the issue is whether or not you actually give the job, etc. The issue in many instances is whether or not you disclosed or you declared your interest or your conflict thereof. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
The issue
okay.
is a lot of times some people simply do not declare their conflict. And if you are conflicted, you should make that known.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the law is not there for the conflict, you are a Bahamian, you should be given a job. That's my thing.
I don't disagree with you. I'm saying to you, okay, so let's just say, for instance, you remember in the incident with Brent Simonet, right?
What he did.
And the contract.
The issue wasn't that Brent Simonet or that they were renting it from Brent Simonet, The issue was, if the government was going to rent your building, you shouldn't have been having conversations about it. You should be void of all knowledge of what the cabinet will decide.
Yeah, I understand that. Okay?
Right.
I understand that. But, and Brent being in Parliament, because Brent received a lot of contracts, but he was not in Parliament. But if you are in Parliament and you have a family member who needs a job, it shouldn't be a problem. That's my views. And they need to stop that. I don't care which party. A Bahamian needs a job. A Bahamian needs a job.
And so now I'm saying to you, and what I'm saying to you is I'm not sure we are disagreeing. We aren't disagreeing. Yes, I agree. A Bahamian needs a job, and if it is a Bahamian, you should give the job to them. I completely and entirely agree with that. I'm saying to you that there is a procedure for how that should happen.
Yeah, but that's where we conflict right there. The procedure was not to conflict with a Bahamian getting a job. Now, if you're in Parliament and having a job, another job, that's a different situation.
But how would we avoid the perception of double dipping? How would we avoid the perception of like cronyism and nepotism? How do you shun that?
No. What I am saying is you could shun it. You're a member of Parliament. You don't need a contract or you don't need something like that.
Yeah, but you can't give all of your children either.
From different households. Some of them people, they ain't never had a contract. He never had a job.
Correct.
If they have Bahamians, give them a job. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't tell me, but that's his cousin, any auntie, any brother, any sister. The
Yeah.
Bahamians first. That's
Yeah.
the issue. I've always had that.
Yeah.
I don't care about the party. I don't give hoots about who is who.
Yeah.
Because if you are not in Parliament,
Yeah. But you are aware that even the banks do it, right? Like when you go into the banks, you have to actually declare whether or not you are a politically exposed person.
Yeah, that is wrong. Because if for instance, if you are my brother, my sister, that he never, I'm not exposed. I may be a member who don't even vote party he supported.
Right. Or he may be a brother I don't talk to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm saying remove the status and give Bahamians the opportunity to get a job. Now, if you find that a member of parliament is piling up all the jobs in one area in his family, that's a problem.
And which is why he has to declare. So now you're going back to the point. The point is the reason you should have to declare is because we need to make sure you ain't giving all the job to your daughter.
Well, when the application come in, you should see who the family is.
But you know they say,
You have to apply?
they say, mommy, baby, daddy. Maybe they might leave their daddy name off.
Yeah, well, whatever the story. Every Bahamian need that don't
Yeah.
with the family.
Thank you so much, caller. We
I appreciate that,
you.
caller. Thank you.
All right, you take care.
323-777-56980-775.
Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
All us is doing nepotism. Hi.
Afternoon, spiritual advisor.
Yes. Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, and good afternoon, Mr. Levan Miller.
Hey, how you doing?
I guess you was talking about my good member of Parliament, Mr. Marcus Rose.
Put the picture up. Yeah, I told you here on Freedom March we are gonna do this
He's
thing
always
called,
working.
We're gonna do this thing called I Spot My Member of Parliament.
I you from last year, and we are still working every evening. I could talk with my member of Parliament. I could talk with Barker.
You on this
He
picture?
always on the road, always on the ground.
Are you on this photo here?
Yes, sir.
Where are you?
I'm the one in the back with the blonde hair.
Oh wow.
You're the big lady?
Hi, big man. I'm right in the back.
But somebody sent me this picture and say, boy, I see Big Rollville on the ground. You know I affectionately is call him Big Rollville from down south. Right? And they tell me, boy,
Bye.
you say send a picture whenever we spot the MP. Well, by George, we got him. And here he is, right off of Bougainvillea Boulevard.
So, we waiting for Mr. Henfield. We waiting for Darren Henfield.
Boy, well, it look like you all got Darren 2-1.
We have that on lock.
Yeah.
We get South Beach on lock.
Yeah. I told the commander to go to Bamboo Town, but he don't believe me.
That's on lock. South Beach on lock. Tell me where you send to come.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, caller.
All right,
You
caller.
take care.
All right.
All right, 323-7775 is the number to call, 698. Let me tell you what is so interesting about contracts and nepotism and all this. I wonder if people realize that contracts are given to people who are even closer than family. And people benefit one way or the other. It's just a bunch
You
of
just have to
hypocrisy.
declare your interest.
Yeah, they don't have. If you give contracts to a friend who nobody knows that you and this person are the closest ever, you don't have to declare an interest because
Agreed, because
what I'm saying?
there's no family tie. But I'm saying to you, what you cannot do is just give a contract to your children. All your children working. Miss Lucy children of the road ain't working. You in Parliament, you collecting salary. All your children collecting money with the public treasury. You have to declare that.
Listen, when certain parties win and become the government, they are a handful of people who get the very big contracts every time. But nobody says nothing about it. I find it to be so,
Duplicitous?
yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
And you see it every time a party wins, certain people gets all of the big contracts. But, you know, that's just one of those things.
Give them the numbers. I waiting on one of these people to call me about this Arawaki thing. Give them the numbers.
323-7775-698-0775.
Producer, you got those pictures with the pipes and stuff? Put those up. I think you should have gotten the picture with the new pipes, so with the garbage, so that you could see what it used to be like pre-Jomo, and then you could see the brand new pipe Jomo put in the ground, and then what else on there? I tell you, from Jomo Reach, it's like I don't even know how to explain it. So there you see, this is Arawaki. That's the Western Thoroughfare. Let's go with the other one. Not that one. Let's go to the other one. This is the same area.
How late is this Sunday?
This is today. This is 4 o'clock today.
Okay. Let's look in the back of this waste management thing and see if...
This is the same ground. This is the same ground area.
Okay, so it's cleaned up?
It always is.
That's the front. Will they show the back?
Show the back of what?
The bin.
The bin is right at the wall. There is nothing in the back of the bin.
But there has to be let's see the water
The
side.
video that you saw was in the back of the bin. This is the exact spot.
All right, so they're not showing all of it.
This is the exact
Right, so
spot.
that we want to see in the back.
Mister, do you speak English? This is exactly what you saw in the first video.
Really? No,
Yes.
no. The first video showed the water side.
Oh boy, Spirit of the Bible.
Show the first video. This video only showing the front. We won't see the back of it.
Spirit
The
of the Bible.
water side.
That's what I'm saying to you. This area right here where you see the water, where that black car is parked, that's the exact water spot.
Okay.
That's the exact
So
spot.
and so it's all cleaned up
The
then.
bins are flush to the wall. There is nothing behind the bin.
There's nothing behind there.
Look.
You sure about that?
Look at you can see the picture.
Okay, well it looks like.
And I want to tell you that Jomo.
Just look at this. Is
Now you
recently
should have
cleaned
gotten some
up.
other pictures, producer. Jomo, he ain't playing out here. I keep telling you that. All right, Jomo have these people under heavy manners, and I don't want you to think Jomo is no pian kind of fella. But I told you that, and you refuse to believe me, and I'm not sure why.
What's that?
Huh? That when it comes to Jomo, spiritual advisor, Jomo don't mess around. Jomo is like Omo.
Oh, he's doing a good job.
A fantastic job. You have to say fantastic when you say
He's doing a good job.
Yeah, and so I don't know where this little thing come from, but feel free, 323-7775. Give us a call. I mean, I broke my cell phone, man. Could you believe it?
698-0775, 698-0776. Welcome to Freedom March, call you live. You have any calls on the line? Go ahead, call you live.
Call it up.
Your phone caller, before you start your car.
Just hang up on them. Let's take another one. 323-7775. Welcome to Freedom March.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Good afternoon.
Turn your radio down, please.
How are you?
Turn your radio down, please. Turn your radio down, please.
Let's just take
Turn your
another
radio
call.
down, please.
We can just take another one. If they're not ready to go, let's take another one. Hello. Welcome to Freedom March. 323-7775. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, Ivan, what's happening?
Good. How are you?
Spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon.
Trump. God bless America. Land of the free and the home of the brave. I celebrate my Independence Day today. GNN, Grammy Boy.
You in America?
Yes, I am a full-blooded American
Okay.
living in the Bahamas. And on next week, Thursday, we'll assist you in celebrating yours, even though there ain't much to celebrate with none of them. But God bless America.
God bless.
Thank you.
God bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
We going to Joe Cools? Oh, let's go to Joe Cools, who is on live remote at Carnival. Hello, Joe. Joe Cools, you there? Joe Cools should be joining us any second. He's live on location at Carnival for their Friday happy hour spiritual advisor. Up there he is. Hey, Joe. How's Joe Cools, you there?
Hey, good afternoon. And yours truly, Joe Cools, just like you said, live on location. And let me tell you what the location is. One of my favorite spots, all right? This spot is so favorite that I got a tag team partner. So when I say, where am I hanging out, you tell them?
At Carnival.
Yeah, that's what's up, all right? So let me say good afternoon to each and all right now. Happy 4th of July as well, all right? So you all already know holiday style. We going into the weekend with all type of stuff. But it ain't for me to tell you. It's for me to let you know what's going on. My co-host is going to let you know, to tell you what's happening.
Yeah, so, happy 4th of July to those who celebrate. Happy another excuse to drink for those who celebrate, So we're going to have fun today. At Carnival, we have a full-on American Independence special going on. We have our red, white, and blue shots. We have a Blue Lagoon drink. We have a strawberry margarita. Those are some of our special drinks along with deals on American beers. We have Bud Light primarily tonight. And I think they also did group Heineken in there. Y'all, please don't attack me on that one. But Heineken specials as well. But yeah, it's going to be a fun night, just chilling, vibing, good music just to celebrate. Because we know, our neighbors, we got plenty friends, cousins, and especially where we are on Paradise Island, we have a lot of tourists that come in and enjoy Carnival, so we wanted to give them an opportunity to also enjoy their independence while they're out on holiday.
I'm telling you, and it's a real good look, all right, because you got DJ Cosmo on the ones and twos right now. Cam the Comfort will be on the way to shut it down a little later on, and they already get a Friday vibe going on regardless, all right? So come on through. It's all about, turning up just a little bit more for like a AKA 4th of July celebration.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm used to back in the day where bars used to do specials all the time, and I don't even feel that old, but it's just like, we try to bring that atmosphere, that energy back, because we want to make sure that people have things to do during these special times, and this is technically a special time for a lot of people, so why not celebrate it? And we have our happy hour going on drinks, the specials for drinks going on throughout the night, so drinks starts from as low as $7.50. So yeah, we out here all night.
Yeah, that's what's up, all right? Now, FYI, for those who just crawling out the cave, Mr. and Mrs. Caveman, this is the location of Carnival, okay?
Carnival, that's right. So Carnival is located behind the police station on Paradise Island. Most people know that. Most people know it as the old Green Paris spot. It's next to Margaritaville. So once you come across the bridge, if you turn right, you'll be able to see the colorful carnival flowers. Come straight around, and we're right there.
Yep, that's what's up. You can't miss us, all right? Shout out to each and all who already know what's going on. And if you don't know, ask your friend, because they probably already been here already. We turning all the way up, and we ain't going nowhere no time soon. We are hanging out at
Carnival.
Happy 4th of July.
Thank you, Joe Cools.
All right, so that's Joe Cools live on location at Carnival. That actually sounds like a fun spot to go and check out. Who knows? I might actually pop over there and see what's happening, since the drinks are so cheap.
$7.50.
Yeah, and sounds like a wonderful way to begin my weekend.
Sure.
Since I'm suffering from depression, spiritual advisor.
Our technician is looking at your phone now.
Oh, praise the Lord. Lord, if it is you, answer by fire. Okay.
Let me try. Let me get on.
And so I want to remind the people. Guess what, spiritual advisor? I understand that the producer has gotten another picture of Bacchus Roll on the ground. And I understand that this is happening now. I don't know how he doing it. I know there was overcast when I left, but...
Anybody spot my MP?
Show me the picture of Bacchus Roll on the ground now. And if Bacchus can be on the ground this much, what I recommend is that every day he go out, he get a different color hat. So wear a different hat every day.
Where's my MP?
So tomorrow, Bacchus, I want you to wear a sombrero. So that when the people see you, they know that we ain't photoshopping these photos, eh? So there you see Bacchus Roll in South, on the ground. And we invite you that wherever you spot your MP walking in and around your neighborhood, where do they text the pictures to?
Bacchus look like you get a little taller since he became MP.
6'5". 6'5", the big right-hander from Rollville all the way from down south. Bacchus Roll, as I like to call him. Yeah, so show me the pipes, right? Before Jomo came, they had some pipes in the ground. The pipes that they had in the ground had all become full with oil and grease and all sorts of things, yes? And Jomo took those pipes out of the ground, and when Jomo took those pipes out of the ground, he replaced them with new PVC 10-inch pipes. Show me the 10-inch pipes. And those 10-inch pipes were responsible for allowing proper sewer drainage at Arawaki. A problem that persisted for 12 years. Jomo Campbell was able, you see that pipe, see how big that pipe is? Man could fit through that. Man could fit through that. And you could tell me something?
The sewer pipes?
Yes. Maintained by the Water and Sewage Corporation, who is under the responsibility of Leon Lundy and the Han and Kimber Brigade, my brother. And they don't mess around. That's what I want to say to you. Anyway, that's the jingle. We go into the break. Don't move. When we get back, I've got more Freedom March, Leland Miller, and Bradley Roll on the next side of the break. We'll be back. Hello, and welcome back to Freedom March. Thank you so much for staying with us through the break. I'm Leland Miller. It's Friday. Today is a somber Friday. I can't even get in the mood for Friday, and I don't have. How your phone is break on a Friday? That have to be the devil. What would cause that to happen to me? Anyway, let's go to Tanya. Hello, Tanya.
Good afternoon, Mr. Miller. Good afternoon, spiritual advisor. It's your girl, Tanya, coming to you live from Shop Smart Department Store, your miracle, right here at number 122 Marquis Street, where we say we're here for you for whatever season of your life and everyday living. We are having our 50% off blowout summer fun sale. Yes, you can get 50% off on all of our summer fun items, from beaching and boating items. I am talking about whether you need to come on into Shop Smart and get your floaties, your goggles, your life vest. Maybe you want to play outside in the yard and you need to get your pools. We have inflatable pools here, also 50% off. We have got the floaties, all 50% off. Your armbands, 50% off. You can come on in and get your backyard games, also 50% off, because we want everybody outside in the yard, outside on the beach, having fun this summer. So all of your kites, your skipping rope, all of your water balloons, your water guns. Listen, we've got all of your bubbles, whether you get them in character or the regular bubbles, they're all 50% off. We want you saving. We want you satisfied. We want you smiling. Come on into Shop Smart, your miracle, right here on Marquis. We're open Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. for your shopping convenience. But if you can't come in the store, you can shop with us online at www.shopsmart242.com. You can do all your shopping there. We deliver to the boat of your choice and right here in Nassau. Remember, Shop Smart is here for you. You can like and follow us on all our social media platforms. Mr. Munka, spiritual advisor. Remember, shop early, shop often, shop smart.
Don't forget to check the Miracle on Marquis out. It's Shop Smart. Go down there, tell them that you're friends of Freedom March. I'm sure they'll do something special for you. Bradley Roll is still here with me in studio. Let me put up this ad from BTC. So earlier in the week, Bradley, someone had complained about not having access to their business line because of some glitch in the cable.
Yeah, because of the
and
the fiber optic thing.
You know, here at Freedom March, we are friends of BTC, and I spoke to Mr. Delmaro Dungam, and he has assured me that they were rectifying the issue. And he has said, so gentlemen that hangs out at my local community watering hole, that runs the small business in the Augusta Street area, you know who you are. Delmaro say that if you run into another problem, he is in the business of fixing all problems related to small business. And so you please contact them at 302-7200 or at 302-7700. He said, and as soon as he gets the call, he is going to send a fix-it team to fix whatever problem you may have. And so we just wanted to make sure that you get that number, because he says he listens to Freedom March every day. 302-7200 or 302-7700. So again, local community watering hole buddy with the small business in the Augusta Street area. This is the number to call. And the minute you call this number, my friends at BTC and the business are going to ensure that you are taken complete care of, all right? So there you have it. And everybody else that have business-to-business problems, just call them. They in the business of fixing everybody problem. Just call. All right, so that's enough of that. Now take me to the water. You remember that song, Spiritual Advisor? Take me to the water. Take me to the water.
No, there ain't no garbage juice though.
Take me to, I don't listen to y'all. Take me to the water to be baptized. You know what? I'm producer, scan it back and pause it. Pause it right there. No, go back. Go back. Let it pond in the deep. Take me to the water.
That's not the same spot, eh?
Man, take me to the water.
That's not the same spot. That's a different video.
I believe you delusional. Take me to the water.
No, that's not where the garbage bin is.
This is the exact water.
No, it isn't.
It
isn't.
The spiritual advisors are unsaved,
It
man.
isn't. That isn't. That
Let
has
the video
a
play.
wall.
Let the video play.
Wall.
Let the video play.
That isn't the same spot.
Shall we continue on and stop it? Go back. Stop it right there. Could you zoom in?
Where's the garbage bin?
The garbage bins are right behind that blue sign. Shall we continue on in ignorance?
But then
God
that's not the spot.
forbid. This is the exact
But
spot.
that's not the spot where the garbage bin is.
Oh, boy.
But you're trying hard.
Let's go. Take me to the next clip. I don't need to try. I know what the status is.
You're trying hard.
Take me to the next clip.
Now, where's this?
This is the exact area.
No, it's not.
Is this a video as well? Let the video play.
Hello, green grass on the other side. Another video. There's no photo.
Tell Paul Willie send you his video.
Paul Willie is out of this business.
Then tell Michael Pintard send you his.
Yeah.
When it was a horrendous atrocity.
Let's
open up the phone lines. Play the video one more time. It's made me feel good. It's wake up my church of God. Take me to the water. Woo. Man, I feel it coming, you know. Take me to the water.
Not no garbage juice.
Take me to the water. Look at that water. To be baptized.
That's not the same spot, though.
That is the exact spot.
It's not.
Oh boy, 323-7775-698-0775. The spiritual advisor, are you on drugs?
No, but
you should stop.
You need to look at the first video and look at where that garbage bin is.
Spiritual advisor.
Different spot altogether.
Arawaki is laid north and south. Yes? With a road that runs east and west. Yes? There are 3 roads, a northern one, a center one, and Bay Street.
Yeah.
That road is the northern road.
Those roads run east and west.
Right. That road is the northern road that is barriered by the conch crawl, which is what the wall is. The bins are lining that wall. That water is the conch. Do you not see the conch in it? The same conch that whoever this Neanderthal was ran on.
It doesn't look like the same spot to me. Anyhow,
you say you're not on drugs?
Straight, never in my life.
Then I recommend you stop.
Never. I never even smoked a cigarette. Street 7775. You know what he called? 698-0775. 698.
You don't play the water again because I feel like singing again. I just take me to the water. For the people who was home and didn't think this was me singing. Take me to the water. Look at it. Woo! Take me. That's F-A. To the water. To be baptized. Let's go back to Joe Coates. I don't talk to you no more. Hello, Joe Coates. What you got going on? Is Joe there?
Yay, there we go. All right, tested. All right, my bad. I ain't gonna lie. I got a little caught up when I saw them break out a real barbecue grill on the outside and put some real coal in it, and then they fired it up. They really serious about this 4th of July celebration, because trust me, any American know that when you got the 4th, you got to break out a barbecue grill at least.
Definitely. We're trying to, once again, we're on Paradise Island. We have a lot of tourists around, so we want them to feel like they're getting a bit of that Independence Day celebrations while they're in paradise. And then we also want to give Bahamians an opportunity to just have some fun on this Friday. So we have our grill out, we have steak, we have some other American dishes that I have to get in a minute. But yeah, it's going to be a fun night.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun night, all right? And FYI, I love the little Independence menu. They got action going on as well, all right? Me and Forsyth right now are taking advantage of that menu. I didn't have the fish tacos. I had it for the quesadillas next. And he over here, he basically sampling everything. Forsyth over here loving himself.
Yeah, that's the happy hour menu that y'all are using. So the good part about the happy hour menu is we've basically cut the cost of most of our popular dishes. And so it allows you to taste most of the things that people find to be popular on our menu and to try something new. So I always tell people, when you come over here, you can't expect, the regular Tex-Mex type of Spanish food or Latin food. This is more authentic, and so it gives you that opportunity to really try and test out what you really like. And so happy hour is always a great time, and we have happy hour every single day. That's Monday straight down to Sunday. every single day, 4 to 7. And then on Thursday to Saturday, happy hour is actually extended for the drinks. So you get our drink prices throughout the entire night.
Oh, you can't beat that at all right? That's what's up. And with this atmosphere, it feels like happy hour every day.
Honestly, that's the vibe. When you think about Carnival, you think about high energy, you think about bright colors, you think about vibrance, and that's what it is. And so that's the energy that we try to bring, and that's why we do things like this, so that people always have something to do. I'm a strong believer in that. In order for you to have a proper balance in life, you have to work, you have to play. You know, you have to find good avenues to put your energy, good ways to unwind from a long day. All of these things are actually healthy. And so, you know, we want to give that atmosphere and present that opportunity for everybody.
That's what's up, all right? And trust me when I say the vibes out here are really super nice, all right? Shout out to the DJ Cosmo. He got a little karaoke action going on, and we just doing that on air right now. You got Cam the Comfort on his way. So it's all about turning up for the happy hours.
Definitely, and we're going all night. So come out, you know, enjoy the grill. They just firing up. We just getting ready. But it's going to be a fun night. You know, no fireworks because our fireworks budget got placed out, sir.
We put that in alcohol.
But, you know, we're going to make our own vibes. We're going to make our own fun, and we're going to have a great time.
That's what's up, all right? And we're here for it. Come on now. Carnival is where we hanging out. Yours truly, Joe Cool, broadcasting live.
Thank you, Joe Cool.
Yep, thank you very much. You sound like you're having a yabba dabba do time.
Always do.
We've got callers on the line. Let's go straight to that. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Yes, good afternoon, Spiritual Advisor.
Good afternoon.
Ivan Miller.
Hey, Dave.
Yes, Spiritual. Who's your MP?
Who's my MP?
Yes, sir.
I want you to find him for me, please.
No, man. This time, make it say.
I am Southern Shores, Dave.
Oh, son, but let's make it every. Southern Shores will be retained by the PLP, whoever go there. Okay, whoever go there.
So you all moving the MP?
No. I can't speak on behalf of the party, sir. You know.
So why are you asking who my MP is?
No, because you were saying, but I mean, you can't wouldn't get another, okay? All right?
Okay.
Spiritual. No, Ivan.
Hey.
Boy, Dave, you something else. Dave, they paying you for this, eh?
Spiritual Advisor.
You used to get paid, eh?
Listen carefully.
Dave, how much contracts you get, man?
For me?
Yeah.
I get, man. God is good to me.
How much contracts you got?
Spiritual, I get. I don't want the contracts, man.
You serious?
Spiritual,
you doing all this for free?
Just me asking, man.
No, I don't believe.
No,
what you want to ask me?
Let me tell you right now. Spiritual Advisor.
Dave, you doing that for free?
Spiritual Advisor. Let me tell you 10% of Spiritual Advisor. Before Jerry election, 2 days after we lose, I was campaigning, you know. I'm by myself, you know. Remember that? Remember Spiritual Advisor?
Dave, would you say you want to ask me, Dave?
No,
yeah.
We all know the southern corridor is the key, right?
Yeah.
Our control will be returned by a landslide. Now, let me show you something. Myself and the Port Cake be on the ground every other day.
Yeah.
What people are saying, Michael Pentard and Philip Brave, there is no comparison. They see the way Pentard treat Dr. Menace,
wow,
who give him everything in politics.
Wow.
So imagine how he treat the person who he voted for him. But the moral story is this. Pardon me?
Well, Lincoln Deal vying for the seat, and I am fully aware that Dr. Menace loved the Lincoln Deal. I mean, as a matter of fact, I tell people this, right? And this is what I often say to the young men that are either behind me or just ahead of me in this generation.
Yes, sir.
Will I ever tell anyone I'm not for sale? Absolutely not. I am for sale.
Exactly.
What I am not, though, is cheap. And so,
exactly.
I don't fondle very easily. You're not going to just frisk me for free. And no one will ever, I don't care if you have as much money as a Chinese bank, no one will ever get me to take on a mentor of mine or someone that I have a hole near and dear to my heart. You will not put me against my friend.
See, that's why Michael Pentard have no principle. Now, listen, last thing,
Dave.
Yes, sir.
You say you and the Port Cake on the ground?
Yes, sir. Every other day.
But guess what? The Port Cake is very disgruntled with the PLP, though.
No, Port Cake is disgruntled.
You asking me, you telling me?
No, I ask you, I tell you. See,
man, he's been cursing the PLP all straight through.
No, last thing, right? Tell Dr. Fox, keep his private business to himself, okay?
I know what that means. I know what that means, Dave. So I gotta let you go. I don't know what that means, babe, so I gotta let you go. I don't know what that means. Let's take another one. I don't know what that means. The only thing I know about Dr. Fox is he has this flyer. We still got the Fox flyer? Put the Fox flyer back up. We don't have it? Because that's the only thing I know about Dr. Fox.
They're waiting for the PIP
he have
for
a flyer in Fox Hill. Huh?
He waiting for the PIP for free?
All us don't work for free?
Wow.
I didn't know that you used to get paid. You used to get paid?
You used to get contracts, man. 323-7775-698. That's what it's all about. So
you mean I grew up poor my whole life?
Listen, getting involved with politics is all about contracts. 323.
Right. No one told me. Hello, caller.
Hi.
Hi.
So, Mr. Miller, Mr. Rowell.
Yes, ma'am.
I wanted to comment today on this video that was circulating on Awaki.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I am so glad I'm listening to your show because I said to myself, all of the work that Mr. Miller brags about that he would have done while he was at Awaki or while he's out there, it was very disturbing to see that video. And I am so glad that Mr. Miller went out and produced a video to show what Awaki actually looks like. I frequent the area. I've seen the change in the area. But I will say, though, while the government or whomever is responsible is trying to keep the area clean, they have vendors out there that have an equal responsibility to ensure that their garbage are in the bins and the area is also clean. So I won't blame the government for that. But if I was to give a suggestion, those persons with accounts, maybe they should move it from so close to those bins. So if there is an overflow, it would not affect the count in the water. And that's what I want to add.
We can appreciate that, call. I appreciate you. How long have you been coming with Awaki?
Oh, I love my count salad.
Okay.
And I have seen a change.
Wow.
Let me ask you a question.
Hold on, I have one more question. Would you say that change has happened sometime in the last 2 years?
I would say within the last last 2 years. Because I saw something that they did on the news with some oil.
The IBC?
That helped.
Yeah.
And then at one point it was dig up in the back there.
Yeah.
And so I saw the improvement.
What about the smell at Awaki over the last 2 years?
Well, it's better because last week I had to park near those bins because I wanted to go to the good cow salad guy in the back there by the blue store. And I parked near it, and surprisingly, it was not bad. I couldn't smell anything.
Did you have to wade through any flowing water to get from in the back there?
No, because on Sunday nights, if I go for cow salad, normally we'll park by that red gate. So it's pretty good in the back there. So I was shocked to see the video. That they showed.
So caller,
and the only thing, caller, can I put something to you? I put it to you that the only thing that has happened is that they hired Jomo they put Jomo out in charge of Awaki. Life at Awaki continues to get better. They should just make him minister of Awaki, I telling you.
Well, that's your word.
Let me ask you a question, Carla. So do you walk in the back of the stores?
The woman just said that.
Give me a second. Now, in the front of the stores where you enter the stores to sit down and dine, do you walk in the back where the kitchen is through that roadway to see how bad it is?
Well, first of all, I don't dine really at Awaki, but where I go is in the back of Awaki. I think the guy
in the back
who was
where?
on Redneck or something before, he's in the back there.
The fellow who used to sing. Okay.
So I'm always in the back there.
So you don't go as far as the garbage bin because
the
garbage bin isn't by your
store. Because you have to park behind wherever the red gate is.
Yeah, but the garbage bin isn't by his stall. His stall is a full stall in the back.
This man don't know what on TV. You think he know what on Awaki?
Hey, his stall is a full stall in the back of Frankie Going Bananas. Am I right or right?
She parks behind the red gate. Is that what you said?
You have to park on a Sunday night behind the red gate. There's so many people in the back there.
Right.
So what I'm saying, I'm not actually siding with anyone. I can just say what I've seen.
Oh, praise the Lord.
The improvement.
Oh, hallelujah.
And you was
going
tonight.
So while we may want to use this as a political ploy,
y'all better find something else.
What I see.
Boy, they better find
Okay.
something else.
All right, thank you, caller.
Okay, y'all
Yes.
have a good
Thank
day.
you, caller.
All right.
Because I'll tell you
Take care of
something.
yourself.
There is power, wonder-waking power when you put Jomo in charge of Arawaki. I mean, could you imagine it? You could park your car. The woman say Jomo's so good. She can't even smell the garbage. She said she was right next to the garbage spiritual advisor.
It's amazing.
I
eh?
can't smell it.
I tell you, she wasn't being honest. Any place where garbage is, you could have a scent.
If you do not properly manage it. And that is exactly it.
When
Michael
you start
was
to
in
pour,
charge,
whenever you pour garbage in the dumpster, it
No.
don't have to be full. But that's
no.
just the nature of garbage. It will
only
smell.
if it is not properly managed. And what
Wow.
Jomo Campbell did was he took Arawaki from having a dump site to having a waste management site. What she will find, much to her chagrin in short order, is that the red gate will no longer be somewhere that
You
you
got
can
some
park
colours.
because it is a managed
Wow.
waste site. And soon directly, that parking will go away because someone will be managing the garbage, the waste, even more efficiently. And I suspect that as long as they leave Jomo in chat, Philip Davis, leave Jomo over here because he's doing remarkable. Let's take another call. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March. Caller, you there? Let's take another one. Hello, caller. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Wonderful. My question is actually directed to a spiritual advisor.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed a long time ago that talk show hosts like himself, when they observe someone to be a supporter of the Progressive Liberal Party, they always ask them how much they're being paid.
Mm-hmm.
But I know he always hears C. Alan Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I could point him out. He never asked C. Alan Johnson or any one of them who he observed to be a supporter of the FNM, and this goes for all the talk shows,
Mm-hmm.
how much they're being paid. But once you're observed as a Progressive Liberal Party supporter, they always ask how much contracts you get, but they never touch persons who they knew, who they know, and observe as an FNM supporter. They would
Wow.
never ask them publicly how much they're being paid.
Wow. Spiritual
Thank
advisor, that's what you're doing?
That woman made no sense just now. Welcome to Freedom March. Caller, you're
I
live.
just asked if that's what you're doing.
Hello?
Hi.
You're live, caller.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes,
Call Chantal.
I'm the guy who was complaining about my son being up.
Shanti ain't come on to you yet? We must gotta do like the dancing. What the prophets of Baal do?
When the people call and I thought, is you who's supposed to be answering? But he doing
What?
What's that?
Hi, caller.
proper things. Because he have the show all day
What's your stress, caller?
on the show.
What, caller,
Start over,
Yeah,
caller.
start from the
Start
beginning.
over.
What?
Start
over.
from the beginning, because you obviously want to case somebody.
We didn't hear you.
Go ahead.
No, I don't guys. So don't put that one on me.
Okay.
All I'm saying, it seems as though you want the whole entire show.
Uh-huh.
And don't give spiritual advisor space there. But he answer the people when they call.
Uh-huh.
Normally I used to see when Manka was on, Manka used to let him answer.
Uh-huh.
And you doing all the chatting, that you know everything.
Uh-huh.
And you do not know everything, because I know you very well, but you don't know who I am.
You know me?
Yes, I know you very well. I live on South Beach too, you know.
That's fine.
And I listen to you good, but
you know
wouldn't
me?
say get your money back, your $400, because you'll never get that back anytime you run. You can't run out South Beach. They are not
Power!
wasting your time.
Fall on this man. You don't call on this show and show no lowness. You take your lowness and you care somewhere else. I tell you, I feel like I like Benny Hinn. I like Benny Hinn. You know me? No, you don't know me.
He said he knows
You
you,
don't know
man.
me. That's lie number one. Lie number two, the man say, I ain't letting the spiritual advisor talk. Spiritual advisor, I ain't letting you talk. All he doing is talking. He say, I ain't letting the callers talk. Well, you can't call Rachel Maddow and talk. All right? So you listening to a talk show. And if you call this phone back, I'll melt the phone line. I feel the power. I feel the power, I tell you.
The phone drop again.
Oh, God. It can't take another one.
No.
Oh, boy.
Any
Let's
more
take
call-
another phone call.
Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live. You got 60
feel
seconds.
the power. I feel it.
We
got one
calls?
more?
Hello.
Hey, caller.
Hi.
How you doing?
30
I'm
seconds.
doing fine. How are you? You're doing a good job, Lehman. I think you're doing a good job.
Man, let's do so if I could hear it.
This call is for the spiritual advisor. I believe I heard him say a couple of minutes ago that people only join the PLP to get contracts.
I didn't say that.
What did you say?
What did you say?
I'm saying that if you look at, let's say, for instance, Dave, he's a very, very interesting mouthpiece for the PLP. But I don't know if people do that for free. There's some sort of reward for that. That's what I'm saying.
No, there's no reward. That's not a reward.
Yeah, there is reward though. They do
But
reward.
I've been working for the PLP from 1976.
Oh, praise the Lord.
And I ain't getting no reward.
That's because you don't
And
want
I
none.
ain't got no contract.
You don't want none.
No.
Anyhow, we'll talk to you on Monday. We at the end of the show.
That's the end of the show. We out of time. And if y'all keep playing with me, I can keep bringing my right hand. I tell you, I'll slay you. Anyway, that's the show. Do everything in your power to make sure that you don't kill nobody. More important than that, make sure nobody don't kill you. And if you do that correctly, we'll see you back here next week right on Freedom March.
If it's the Lord's will,
we'll be back.
Have a good weekend.